the Big Energy Switch. It's a campaign where we're out trying to get 20,000 consumers together to use the power of group buying to unlock group discounted offers on their electricity and gas bills. So at the heart of this campaign essentially is we're trying to increase competition in the Irish energy market by using people power.
Okay, so you get the strength in numbers. What do you do then? Say you get your 20,000 people that sign up. What happens then, David?
So what we do is we ask people to sign up at onebigswitch.ie. We get the 20,000 registrants. We go to an energy provider and we say, listen, we got 20,000 people eager to get a discount on their electricity and gas bills. What's the best offer you can give us?
Oh, right.
You know, all the providers, you know, they might go back, they might want to, they might not want to, and they'll come back and give us an offer. Mm-hmm. Whichever offer we think is the best for our members, we send that to our members and we say, listen, that's an offer that you unlocked, you created, and you get to choose whether you take that up or not.
To take up on this?
Not at all, not at all. Joining onebigswitch.ie is essentially throwing your hat in the ring. So you're just adding your name to the numbers.
Right.
We take those numbers to the provider and then see what they can do with that.
All right, very good. Now, a survey that has been carried out show that more than one out of every 5 households are suffering from fuel poverty. Talk to us a little bit about this survey, David.
Yeah, so when people join the campaign, we ask them a few questions about their billing life and about how they feel about energy bills and, you know, what they'd like in a new offer, that kind of stuff. So what we found that 3 in 5 households in Ireland are considered fuel poor, which means they're contributing more than 10% of their household income to their energy bills, which is, you know, it's a massive amount.
It is a big amount, all right, and that's purely because of the high cost of energy. That's
it. So in Ireland at the moment, it's actually, you know, almost ridiculous. The wholesale electricity prices have gone down about 30%. Mm-hmm. Wholesale gas prices have gone down about 40%. But what consumers have seen is, you know, a meager drop in their rates of about 2.5%. So what the energy companies are buying their power at has dropped dramatically, whereas what those drops haven't really been passed on to consumers. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get consumers together and force a drop on rates by joining the Big Energy Switch campaign.
Okay, and you've got some figures here, and I'll just read them out for a moment. 32% of those surveys spend 11 to 20% of their household income on energy. That's described as basic fuel poverty. 17% spent 21 to 30% of their household income on energy. That would be described as severe. And at the upper end of the scale, then 16% spend over 31% of their household income on energy. That's extreme fuel poverty. So that's some people out there are paying 1/3 of their household income on energy.
Yeah, I know. It's you know, it's borderline absurd, and it's, you know, a lot of people are suffering. So it's definitely an issue in Ireland. And I mean, whether that's an issue that gets taken to PDs or whether it's an issue for the regulator, I'm not sure. But, you know, what we think that people can do now is take action themselves and actively shop around for a better deal, because there are better deals out there, mm-hmm. and there are better deals to be had by joining campaigns like the Big Energy Switch.
And David, are you talking about energy sources such as just electricity, or are you talking about energy, gas, oil, etc., or how do you work this?
Well, it's funny. This campaign, we're specifically targeting electricity and gas. Mm-hmm. So we're going to the electricity and gas companies and saying, you know, what's the best offer you can give to our members? We've run different campaigns in the past where we've used people power to unlock group discounts. We've had group discounts on health insurance, group discounts on broadband. We've run all sorts of campaigns all over the world, you know, car insurance, all sorts of things. So there's big scope there. But at the moment, we're targeting electricity and gas in particular.
And David, if you don't mind me asking, is there something in it then for your organisation?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way we operate and the way that we pay our campaigning costs is we take commission from the provider. So what happens is once we've unlocked an offer from the provider, the offer that we think is going to give the greatest savings to our members, we offer that to our members, and then our members can choose to take that up. If they choose to take that up, the provider will pay us a fee, you know, a commission for the service.
Right, okay. So if people want to find out more, it's onebigswitch.com, is that it?
Onebigswitch.ie, and it's entirely free to join, and it's obligation free. So onebigswitch.ie, and you're just throwing your hat in the ring, essentially.
Okay, sounds like an idea, but those figures are rather concerning that such a huge amount of money is being spent on our energy costs these days. I suppose that could lead us to another conversation about renewable energies and so on, but that's for another day. But for the moment, David, thanks for joining us.
Not a problem, Joe. Thanks for having me on.
Good morning to you.
Bye, Joe.
Contact the programme and make your voice heard. This is Morning Call with Joe Price.